Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make this beautiful dress, and it has a twist effect on the front, so the front waist to the hip area. For the sleeve and the design I used a different fabric, and mine was velvet. You can use a different fabric for yours. Before we begin, I'm going to work on the basic bodice pattern, and this has the hip and the gown length. So the gown length is to my calf area, so that's what I use. So I'm just drafting it on the pattern paper, illustrating it for you on how to do yours. For mine, I use my fabric to draft it out. Okay, so what you are going to need is your waist, your hip, your bust measurement, like your shoulder to your bust point, or you can just use your shoulder to your armhole line, and that is going to give you your armhole line. That is, divide your bust by 6 plus 1.5. Also your shoulder slope and your armhole. So it's just your basic bodice pattern, and also mark your neckline. So you can use 2 inches for the back, while for the front you come down by 3 inches, because the neckline is like turtleneck, and I actually don't like turtleneck for myself. This dress I'm making it for myself, so I decided to just do my own design and make it just a round neck, but let it be a bit high. So mark your armhole and mark your body measurement. It's like drafting your basic body pattern and your skirt together. Okay, so I'm not going to talk more about it. If you don't know how to do that, I'm going to put links on videos that you can watch, so in order for you to draft your patterns together. So you add your waist divided by 4, your hip divide by 4, your round above knee divide by 4. You mark it on your round above knee line. So that's your waist to your round above knee. Then your calf, so your waist to where you want the dress to be. If you want it to be to the floor, you make it to the floor. But I don't want it to be on the floor. I don't want it to sweep, so I just want it to be on my calf length. Okay, so then you give it your curve, and that's it basically. So when I was making this outfit, I just wanted to do a style explanation, and I was conflicted on what to use for the design, because the fabric I used for mine was very stretchy, and I was very confused on what to do. I did not know what to do. So I just decided to use velvet, and it came out really well. So I'm going to put it on and show you how it looks on my short, okay, on my YouTube short. So now for that slant effect, instead of marking it straight, you are not going to mark it straight. You are going to just go, if your round above knee is 9 inches, you mark your 9 inches plus 1 inch sewing allowance. On the calf area or the gown length, you just extend it, so you can use 15 inches or 16 inches for yours. Okay, so go ahead and cut it out, cut out the neckline, cut out the extra baggage of your pattern, and you are going to be using this pattern that you make, or if you are drafting it on your fabric, you cut the front and the back together. After cutting it out, then you are now going to cut the front neckline and separate it. So that was what I did. I cut the front and the back together, then later I went ahead and I cut the front neckline, so I had to remove the back neckline for it. So this is my fabric after cutting it. Can you see it? And my fabric is very stretchy, so when I was stitching it, I did not put ease. I just used sewing allowance. There was no need to put sewing allowance and ease for mine. Okay, so now we are going to cut for the design that will be attaching to it. In order for you to get the design, you are going to take the total measurement of your waist. So if the fabric you are using is very stretchy, don't take more than the total measurement of your waist plus 1 inch on both sides, okay, so that it will be more. If it's not stretchy, I advise you take more than that. Okay, if the fabric you're using is not stretchy, because the velvet I'm using is stretchy and the fabric I'm using is also stretchy. So I took the waist measurement for it and I cut at the size I want. So you place it like a cross and you are going to now turn it. Can you see it? So place it like a cross and you get the twist. Now to stitch that twist area, the sides of the twist, you are going to turn it, flip it over and stitch it up. You see that middle part, not the twist, the joined part of the two fabric that you have. Now you have to stitch it so that it will be sealed. Okay, so I did that. Let me just tell you guys, when I was making this dress, I was so confused. I don't understand how they achieved this. I just sat on the floor and I was trying to figure it out. And it was very easy. If you are making an outfit, let me just give you an advice. Look for piece of fabric or a piece of pattern paper and use to do experiment before you work on your fabric. Okay, so now you are going to pin on the inside. Can you see what I'm doing? So you are going to pin it on the inside. Can you see it? You just pin it on both sides. So you have two sides, so you have to pin it on both sides. Can you see what I'm doing? So you are going to do the same thing, exactly what I'm doing for mine. You are going to do it for yours. Can you see it? After pinning it, you will not even know. You will not notice that they stitched the middle, because that was what I was trying to figure out. How did they achieve this style? Like, how did this person achieve it? And when I did this, I was like, oh my god, it wasn't even that difficult, and I was finding it difficult to achieve. So pin both sides and stitch. And while stitching, stitch it very close to the twist that you made. Okay, stitch it very close. If you stitch it very close, it's just the twist is just going to be the only opening that you have, but it's not going to be that much. It's going to be just okay. Okay, so pin it up and stitch. After stitching, we'll pin it on the fabric and on the front, and we are good to go. If you're a beginner and you want to make this outfit, I advise you do it on a rough fabric. Try it out first before you make it on your own fabric. Okay, so can you see the twist? Can you see how it looks? So those excess on the side, when I'm going to stitch it, I'm going to show you what to do. You are going to plait it, but now I'm not going to stitch that. I will show you what to do next. Okay, so now go ahead and stitch that part. Then let's work on the interfacing. So you just take your fabric, place a piece of fabric underneath it and cut your interfacing. You see how short my interfacing is. I always want the interfacing for my dresses to be very short, because I don't want it to be too much when you put it on. But you can just stitch the interfacing and just stitch the neckline if you want to see your thread, but I don't like doing that for my clothes. Okay, so for the back, we are going to cut it out the same way we cut the front interfacing. But for the back, what I did was I made an opening for the back. So the back has like a V neckline, and it was very easy to make. The V neckline is so that I can attach button to it and an elastic. But that is for me. But if you are making yours, I advise you use your fabric to do that. Okay, so you notice I did not cut my back, main fabric of the back. I had to cut just a little for it. Okay, so that I will, when I'm stitching, I'm going to use it as a guide. The little I cut was because I wanted to add a piece of fabric or an elastic. So I just decided to use an elastic for mine. But for your casing, for that button hook that you'll be adding, please, I advise you use your fabric for it. It makes it more professional. So it's because it's mine, that is why that was that. Anyway, so for the sleeve, is a base sleeve. Is not too difficult to make, so I have base sleeve on how to cut sleeve, so I'm just going to put the link on the description. So you cut it, and when you get to the edge, the bottom part, you just spread it a bit. Okay, so what you are going to do is hem your sleeve. After hemming it, you attach it to the dress. Now this is the back. Can you see how neat it was after stitching? Now it's time to close the shoulder. I love this method of closing shoulder for all my dresses. It makes the dress to look so neat and very beautiful. Okay, so you place the back and the front together and you flip the back interfacing. You flip it after you stitch the neckline and turn the interfacing with your main fabric. Okay, so after you flip it this way, can you see what I'm doing? You just flip it and stitch. Can you see what I'm doing? You put it, so you'll be having four pieces and you are going to pin it up so that it will be very firm. Guys, please, when you are stitching, try to pin, because if you not pin and you are trying to work on it, it's going to be difficult sometimes. Okay, so pin it. Oh, don't forget to always remove your pin when you finish stitching. Yes, because I've actually have an experience of stitching my entire dress and I put it on and I found out that the pin was staying inside. It was so painful because the pin was on the armpit area and I wore a singlet inside the dress. So the pin hooked inside the singlet and it was very painful. When I was removing it, I actually cried. So be very careful after stitching. Try to check your dress and remove the pin. So go ahead and pin it up. After pinning it up, you are going to stitch the shoulder to shoulder together and attach your sleeve. So we'll do the sleeve and everything all at once. So after pinning it, now it's time for me to work on the design for the front. Okay, so the fabric is very slippery and I'm just trying to roll it over so that I can work on the front design. Now for the front design, see it, I've finished stitching it and it looks like a butterfly. So it's time to stitch. Don't worry, I told you my fabric was stretchy and the velvet is stretchy. So when you are stitching, when you are cutting, cut a bit extra. Mine, I did not cut extra because the fabric is very stretchy and my velvet is also very stretchy. You know how velvet is, it's a very stretchy fabric. Now you are going to pin it. While pinning, you are going to plait it. Okay, so you'll be pleating whatever you are using for your design. If you are using a fabric for your own design, like a silk fabric or a stretchy crepe fabric, you are going to pleat it and drag it. Okay, so you are pleating and you are dragging it. You do the same thing for both sides and you come up. You mark your waist. What I did for my waist was I notched the waist and I came up so that it will come up and also come down to the top of my hip. Remember to pleat it in order for you to get the effect. Okay, just split it. Don't rush what you are doing. Take your time. You see what I was doing? Actually, this video was so long I had to break it down to 18 minutes and I wanted everyone to be able to see it, so I did not make it to be too fast. I made it to be very easy to work with. Okay, so another thing is, if you are making your dress like the pattern that I did earlier, that was a bit fast. Why? When it comes to the main design of the dress, I decided to do it so that everybody will be able to achieve it. It's actually just a simple straight gown. The only difference is it has like a fish tail on the bottom and the design on the sleeve and also on the front. That's the belly part. Now pin it on both sides. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm going to pin it and pleat it on both sides. Because of how slippery my fabric was, it took time, but don't give up. Just work on it. Okay, lovelies, I want to give you this little piece of advice that I got from the lady that taught me how to sew. She was like, if you are making a dress and it's so difficult, or you are having an issue with just one particular place in the dress. Don't give up, don't complain. Just stop what you are doing, play a bit of music, and take a breather. When you get back after just resting for a bit, I can show you that when you start working on the dress, you will achieve whatever you are trying to achieve. It's not that difficult, it just takes time. Okay, so just do that. Now I'm going to pin it up. After pinning it up, I'm going to stitch it, add my sleeve, and I'm good to go. Can you see it? This is how it's going to be when you finish stitching. You see it's looking a bit chunky right now, but when I finish stitching it, it's going to be stretchy and everything is going to be in place. Now, for me not to take too much time, I'm just going to rush it. I'm going to stitch it. After stitching it, join the side of the front and the back together. After joining the sides together, I'll go ahead and attach the sleeve, or you can attach the sleeve first before joining the sides together. It all depends on how you want to attach your sleeve. So I'm going to do all that and showing you how it looks when I'm done stitching. Thank you guys, hope you enjoy my little conversation and break during today's tutorial. So I'm trying to just make it a bit interesting. Sorry for my error, grammar error. I did not edit a lot, so all the errors and everything, I just wanted you guys to know that I'm still human, I'm still learning, and I love learning. So when I see a difficult task, I just try to go through it. Funny enough, I did not even call, I had to sit down and practice till I get this outfit. You'll be thinking it's simple, but when you look at it, it will be very difficult to try and figure it out on how to achieve it. Now for the sleeve, this is how I stitch my sleeve, and I found out that it's very easy stitching your sleeve this way. You just give it a straight stitch after stitching it from your sleeve all the way down to your hemline. So I'm going to do that and show you how it looks when I'm done stitching. This is it guys, this is it after stitching. Can you see my light and everything? So it was changing colors, but anyway, this is how it looks after stitching. Can you see the pleat and can you see the twist on it? Can you see it? So this is the inside, and when you look at it, you will not notice that I actually joined that inner part. Okay, you will not notice that I join it on both sides. Now attach your buttons and you are good to go. The reason why I put that on the back, that v-neck on the in the back, is because I want it to be able to put it on. You can attach zip. I don't want zip on this dress, it stretches, so if you add zip, it's just going to be a waste of time and energy. This is how it looks guys. Thank you so much lovely people, thank you for watching today's tutorial. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day and happy International Women's Day to all the beautiful women out there. God bless you and have a great day. Bye guys, much love from me. Have a wonderful week ahead.